Okay, I just want to make sure that I am live everywhere where I need to be live for this special presentation. So let me just finish this off and then we will start. Hey, before I get banned. Welcome everybody to the Overthinking Football Show. My name is George Mokwena. I am your host. And this, of course, is a special presentation because if Bafana Bafana is in action, Chiefs, Pirates, Mamelodi, Sundowns, we will be here covering the games as far as possible if we can work out, guys. The Banyana games, 3 o'clock is such a tough time to stream these things. So I may not be able to cover all of the Banyana games that are played in the afternoon. But if they do wake us up in the AMs, I will be there. Now, welcome everybody to this international friendly day where Bafana Bafana is going to be taking on Tanzania. Remember halftime, I'm going to let some people in. 5 people were able to come in and speak to me about what they're seeing on the screen. Help me analyze what's going on in the game. And then, of course, if we can reach 20,000, I'll make it 20,000 likes. I'll keep it open all the way through. You add your voice to the show by joining me live right now on TikTok. Those who are watching on YouTube, following the TikTok account, and then, of course, pressing the button at the bottom of your screen that says multi-guest, or it's got a blue figure hugging a pink figure. I let you in, and we have a conversation. Now, of course, this is a friendly. Apparently, we turned down a friendly versus Morocco because Hugo Bruce didn't feel like we would give a good account of ourselves. But this Tanzanian team has actually played Morocco in the past. Just now, quickly now, just a reminder, Bafana Bafana are 56th in the world, and then, of course, 10th in Africa. Then Tanzania is 107th in the world, and then, of course, 24th in Africa. In their last 5 games, Tanzania has played 3 losses, and they've had 3 losses and 2 wins. Last game out being a game versus Morocco, that they lost 2-0, and before that, they lost 2-0 to Burkina Faso, both of those games. The other one was home. Of course, when you look at Bafana Bafana, 5 games of the senior team, not necessarily COSAFA, we have 4 wins and a draw. Last game out was against Benin, where we won 2-0 in an AFCON qualifier, World Cup qualifier, one of the two. Then, of course, when you look at the starting lineups, you have Suleiman Ali in goal for Tanzania. You have Job Hamad Msindo, Mwakenda, Dennis Pipino, Kachemo, Msuva, Mwalimu, and, of course, Kaizer Chiefs fans, are you guys excited to see Faisal Salum, number 6, starting for Tanzania, a player that everybody's saying might be coming to Kaizer Chiefs, might be making their way. Go Shawama secret meetings. So let's see what's going to happen. No, agent, I saw him immediately, number 6. He's number 6 in that team. I saw him immediately during that lineup. I was like, hey man, this is the man that we've been hearing about, that Nebi is meeting in secret. Then, of course, Bafana Bafana have Goss and Golf and Royan Pasadine, Bloisane Selepe, Moremi Mbata, Tito, Ndamane, Apolis, and Cupido as the starting lineup for Bafana Bafana. So it's a very, very, very experimental Bafana Bafana team taking on this Tanzanian team. Let's see what they can give us. This, of course, is a friendly. So we might not see the big names, even though on the bench we do have Chain, Mfukeng, Mbutuma, CBC Kabini, Kwaiba, Lirung, Kota, Mobi, Mbogazi, Mapangule, and Lina are players that are available. Let's see what's going to happen here as we get off. Oh, Tito. Ambulance Tembisa. If you want to watch live with me, guys, it is live right now on SABC 2. And then, of course, if it's on SABC 2, it's going to be on SABC Plus. It's going to be on sabcsport.com. It's going to be on the SABC Sports Facebook page. That's where you can watch this game for free. If you want to watch along with me. If you can watch me here, you can watch the game over there. But Nico Mobi is always selected, but on the bench. Guys, he's the lucky charm, please. He's the lucky charm. Ow. It's not by surprise that we're winning all these games. Nico Mobi plays a role in all of this. But anyway, guys, how are you guys doing? Tell me, how is this game going to end? I know it's internationals. I know the season is over. Abanye inhliziyo zibuhlungu, babang bathabile bawinile Nedbank Cup. How you guys feel this game is going to pan out? And of course, if you're seeing the starting lineup, you are seeing that one Silepe has made his debut. A Silepe that started coming in towards the end of Pirates' season. So very, very interesting to see that he was selected above, well, before a couple of other players, especially for that midfield role. I mean, not to mention a few, but maybe a Cele. maybe Ecele could have made it into this team if if Silepa's making it in. Maybe some Chiefs players could have made it. But Martiman could have made it into this team as they are now Nedbank Cup winners. Prince says it won't change my list. Golden Boot says Prince. Agent says our chemical engineer. I don't know about chemical engineers. I get again. Thoughts on the controversies surrounding Safa and Terry Jordan. Kopano, when you bring up Safa, it's one of the few organizations where you go, which one? Which scandal are we looking at? Are we talking about VAR? Are we talking about Danny Jordan and his term limits that don't exist, that he might be taking over again? Here comes, guys, Melesi team. There's no one home here. There's nobody home. Tanzania is wide open. This is why Bruce is playing the other guys. Oh, yeah. So is it VAR? Is it Danny Jordan staying on as president? Is it Raymond Daka's salary that he's earning? Kind of waiting over 30,000, but less than 50. I guess that's what they said. Whereas Hugo Bruce is earning $1 million. Which one are we talking about? Which one are you talking about? Which game is this? Chen friendly or Kasaf? It's just a friendly. It's just a friendly. Don't mention Chiefs players. Mr. Pony Minanyabuza. All I'm asking is that if Silepe can make it into the team, couldn't Tele make it into the team? I can't like as Hugo Bruce picks wherever he wants. It's good to see the kids getting a start. It's good to see them getting a chance, especially when we know that some of the other players are maybe being rested a little bit by Hugo Bruce. Like I said, the Mamelodi Sundowns, I'm saying now the Mamelodi Sundowns contingent is not part of this team. So he's treating it like a friendly, a proper friendly. Goss is in goal, keeps his starting berth for the B team, which is very interesting. But yeah, we do have Abochain on the bench, and we're probably going to see Abong Fukeng making it onto the ground during this best pitch in SA. Yeah, Akire Kodani, they were forced by the Makati situation to go and fix it. I don't think the municipality puts that alleged R1 million. It was $1 million or 1.5 million rand into the pitch if it wasn't for the Makazi thing. So thank you, Makazi, and her December performance. I know some of you aren't used to the stadium, man. Some of you are used to playing next door, the stadium is for big teams. Please, I'm just having fun. Confidence start, but only time will tell, says Peace. Well, the one thing you don't want to do is to give Tanzania some confidence. I really do want to see what they have going forward, especially Faisal Salum. I want to see if they can maybe free him to see if he can give us some problems. You can't discount any team. Even though this team is, 107th in the world, in a friendly like this has to be a confidence booster. And if it's a confidence boosting friendly, it can be a confidence killing friendly. Hugo Bruce turned down the chance to play Morocco because he thought that we wouldn't give a good account of ourselves and maybe it would break us a little bit to play in Morocco, a team of that level now without the guys that we have. So this is a game that we have to come in and win. Players not rested, they're at the World Cup. Oh yes, sorry, I forgot, Bongs. The World Cup, the Club World Cup is going on. I'm so sorry. Yes, Club World Cup is happening right now. So the players have flown out to be with their teams. Hi man, but there are other star players that are playing for their countries, right? That are still going to go to the World Cup. I mean, Mbappe was in action just a couple of days ago. Yesterday, sorry, 5-4. I know both Vinicius are in Brazilian duty. I wonder, how do you guys feel about that there in the comments, that Sundowns players are resting or getting the chance to rest, allegedly, since their Champions League ended now, and the big teams, it seems like those players are going out to go represent their countries. How do we feel about that? For now, just salary talk and Danny Jordan wanting to stay as president. Okay. Here are my thoughts. About Danny Jordan. Let's talk about salaries. The problem with salaries in SA is that if you're a South African, a lot of the time it's treated as if South is doing you a favor. So if you think about our youth players who come through the ranks at certain teams, they get told straight up that you guys are development players, you're going to earn a little bit less. So Abu Raymond Daka are in that situation. There were alleged bonuses that were given to SAFA officials. That is insane, right? When you look at Hugo Bruce, he comes from, one of the places where he coached was Cameroon. So he won the AFCON with Cameroon, which means that maybe he has some negotiating power when sitting down with SAFA. So I think that one is a little bit more straightforward. I would still love Raymond Daga to negotiate a little bit better for his deal, but I don't know how much leverage he had going in. And you know how our guys, when they sit down with the officials, whether it be at club level with certain chairpersons, whether it be at SAFA level, I think they don't, for lack of a better word, have the balls to negotiate better. And SAFA, if they can lowball you, they will lowball you. I can tell you for free that some of those officials from SAFA that were sitting in that parliamentary hearing were people that themselves underpaid and overworked. There's a certain lady there who's got so many roles for SAFA, and if you could know how much she's paid, you'd be shocked. But in any case, yeah, on that one, I think that when it comes to Danny Jordaan wanting to stay on as president, guys, now I've told you guys a long time ago, Danny Jordaan, yes, is a problem. But there's what, 47 vice presidents, 52 regions that keep voting him back in. So the problem at SAFA, the big problem is not just Danny Jordaan. Removing Danny Jordaan doesn't fix anything because there's people who vote for him over and over and over and over again. And if the alleged stories about SAFA money is being used to bribe some of those people, allegedly, then you have to look at those people and say, Mara guys, it seems like you guys are part of the problem here. So the problem goes much deeper. I was watching that thing, Yabo Thomas, where they showed him saying that he would step down. But one of the things that he did, if I'm not mistaken, was one of the things that NEC did was to remove term limits. So he's going to be there as long as they keep voting him in. And if it seems like people are getting, they're getting kickbacks, they're getting bribes, then it's going to stay that way. That's the thing about SAFA. It's that deep. Chiefs players are playing tomorrow for a trophy. OT. Wait, guys, don't make me play some different sounds here. I don't want to play my sounds. Big up for Goss. I think he's one of the best keepers in SA. Hey, very, very mistake prone though. Very mistake prone though. Did you play football? Oh, did I play football? Me? Oh no, not at the professional level. I don't know what I need to say. Waiting to see how FNB will look after they fix it. Hey, for now, no team plays more games than Down, says Kumo. Kumo! No, let me not bring it up. I don't want to bring it up. I don't want to put you on blast. But OT, there was UAS's Nations Cup. Unlike this one, it's just a friendly. To be fair, the Nations League is just coordinated friendlies. To be fair. Europe was trying to make sure that, number one, they coordinate the friendlies to make sure that a lot of the other European countries get a chance to play against the bigger countries. So they put together this tournament in order for them to... Oh! Shots just wide. In order for them to have more European interplay. But then also, did you know that the Nations League points count... I think one step under World Cup. So the European teams that are playing together right now are going to jump quite far in the rankings. This is what the UEFA Nations League was put, and this is why UEFA are so far ahead of us. But yeah, they're basically coordinated friendlies, if we're being 100% honest. Those French-Brazilian players are just in serious competition. Ours is just a friendly. Thank you. Thank you, buddy guys. Sorry, man. Sorry, schedules, man. Schedules. I think England might rest their Club World Cup players in the friendly on Tuesday. What if CAF does African Nations League to avoid friendlies? I would love to do African Nations League. We should do an African Nations League. I've said that the idea that you should do is you should make it an event hosted in a country. Can you imagine a country like South Africa hosting a Nations League type thing? A serious Nations League type thing, not, unfortunately, Boko Safa, Lebo Chen. Like the serious things that count towards that, because the European nations have now given themselves another tournament that counts very strongly to the rankings, whereas Tina, we're going to be stuck with just having AFCON. And then the other tournaments, I guess, but they're not as serious. So we really do need to look into those things if our federations were forward-looking. This is actually good for the national team to look at other players, says Mr. Boni. Korani says they're voting because they're benefiting. Of course, allegedly. Butlali says, missed the first couple of minutes. What did I miss? Nothing much. We were dominant for a little bit. We had 3 chances, if I'm not mistaken. Tanzania's defense is not necessarily very strong. It seems like every time we win the ball back, we tend to be able to press them. We should be playing this game similar to what PSG played Inter, where you're just consistently putting the defense under pressure, consistently outnumbering them. It is available. If you're seeing what Tanzania is doing right now, they're playing a 4 at the back, 2 central, and then when they try build up, they're pushing players wide, but they don't have support. So the game the ball that they tried to play out right now, was 1 back just because we're just in structure. So I think if we can just overwhelm them a little bit, just in passages of the game, maybe 10 minutes of going hard, 10 minutes of making sure that we're pressuring the keeper, pressuring the defense, you can already tell that they're going to give the ball away quite a bit. So I think Bafana Bafana should increase intensity just a little bit, or in waves, and we take it from there. You see, the 2 central guys, if you could get one of them free, something happens there. You can already tell Bafana Bafana is a little bit confident in this game. Tanzania, of course, is not a prime country, but you don't want to take any chances with that. So let's see what they're going to do. I also heard the youth team players had to travel by bus to Mozambique for the under-17. Guys, are we surprised? No, I'm not surprised. This is what Safa does. He's even there. He's over there right now, Jordaan. I'm not sure what's happening. I don't know. I'm not sure what's happening. Kumo says, how can I get a job at Safa? Kumo, you're very close, Wayne. Wayne, Kumo, you are very close. What about that guy crying that Williams is the current national team? Bring it. Kumo, I don't wanna make you a public figure. Our national soccer team hasn't achieved anything except improvements, just overrated. Look, Nations League is just a cash grab. It's a cash and positioning grab. I think the Arabs are doing that now too, if I'm not mistaken. Is the Arab Cup a... Wait, let me check. Because I just want to check something. FIFA announced the FIFA Arab Cup. I just want to check something. Football competition organized. National teams of the Union of Arabian Football Associations for the governing countries in the Arab world. Aha, that's all. There's the Arab Cup. The FIFA Arab Cup. I just want to see who takes part. Because then, if for Egypt, oh, Egypt does play there. Anyway, different politics, but it's fine. Chosen, how are you? How are you doing? How are you doing? Is this game playing now? Yes, Tiamo, it's on now. It's live. My clock is live. Greetings, how are you doing, Koke? Bafana Bafana game was purely marketed, as always, says Leacho. Yeah, they don't care about these games, honestly speaking. Nations League means AFCON is no longer every 2 years. Okay, that's true. You can spin it that way, but also remember they still have the Euros. It's on SABC 2,000, Tabi. After didn't outstanding thus far. Marakupa, but outstanding man, kamo palo. Outstanding kamo palo. So look at the gap, look at the spaces, look at the amount of players that are coming back to support the defense. So what PSG was doing was that have Dembele rush the goalkeeper in these situations and then force them to go wide and force them to play long. But we're just a little bit slow with our press, but there we go. We've won the ball back. Let's see. Hey! Oh, too many touches. Too many touches. Oh, man, that was a chance. Too many touches, Bafana. Why leba sexy? Let's cover sexy. Bulayang batuba man. Is Selepe from Bucks Development? I believe so. All I know is that he was promoted into the first team. Oh, yeah, DDC. OT, would you say Bruce is the best coach since 96? No. Okay, after 96? Because there's coaches that have taken us to World Cups. Are we downplaying Dr. Chomosono? Are we downplaying Shakes Mashaba? I wouldn't say he's the best. I'd say once he gets us to a World Cup, then we'll say that he's the best from how he's done it. I think Clive Barker's still number one. Yeah, I don't know if I'd put Hugo Bruce there just yet. Yeah, I'm not sure. I don't think I'd put him there. Kishwabo Obrigado didn't get any bonuses after winning the AFCON. I get about it, they didn't budget for it, Bafan. Fatima, how are you? Kopano says, can we start a petition to... No, thank you. Yo, Kopano. Kiri Mafia. Or is it very Mafia? Hey, allegedly. Hey, ask Kumo. Yeah, I won't tell you why, but ask Kumo. Wait, Egypt is playing outside of Africa. Well, there's an Arab Cup. There's an Arab Cup that is now the FIFA Arab Cup. And Algeria, Bahrain, Egypt, Iraq, Jordan, Kuwait, Lebanon, Libya, Mauritania, Morocco, Oman, Palestine, Qatar, Saudi Arabia, Sudan, Syria, Tunisia, United Arab Emirates, Yemen. Those are the countries that have taken part in this thing, or that have won this thing. Oh no, taken part in. So yeah, they play in a tournament that's not Africa, Mara. Oh, the king, the politics are MENA. I don't know if you guys know what MENA is, what sub-Saharan Africa is. Don't you think PSG initiated the press from the midfield in certain parts of the game? They did, but their biggest focus was pressing that back three. And then I don't know why Inter was trying to play balls just over the top. They were trying to beat the press by playing balls just over the top to the center. And their midfielders were losing it every single time. So that was very interesting. But here, guys, we have to win this game. We have to. During the under-20s, Obrigado had to buy food for the other boys. Utlafela. You don't, yo, guys, this is sad, man. What has he achieved, Mara, guys? Well, if you remember where we were, qualifying for AFCONs and things like that, we're currently, that's why I can't give him the best since 96 until we get to the World Cup. That's my bar. But he's been one of the better ones in recent history. I mean, remember, we haven't even thought of the World Cup for how long? You know? Where's the televised? SABC2. SABC2, sabcsports.com, the SABC Plus app, and the SABC Sports Facebook page. Which team do you support in the Premier League? I support Arsenal. Long-suffering Arsenal fan. Paul says, okay, yeah. I saw it as PSG when pressing the back three when they were rotating the ball. Yeah, they were trying to catch them off. I think the main focus was Jan Sommer, closing off his first options and then forcing them to play those balls long. When I was scoring, it says Butiza. Butiza namangazi man Butiza. I'm so ready for them to score, and they need to score. Alleged incoming Kaizer Chiefs player Faisal Alum. Faisal Salum can hit us, man. Yeah, can hit us and give us a little bit of a preview of what he's gonna give to Chiefs next season. Hey guys, such a players that haven't been signed yet. Thank you so much to Mapule, Mr. Bonnie, and Paul for the gifts on that side. Guys, please tap the screen, tap the screen, tap the screen, tap the screen. Okay, I've been talking a lot. We are now 21 minutes into the game. Possession is 59% to South Africa. We haven't necessarily used that productively up to this point, which is a little bit of a worrying factor. I do understand that these players don't play together a lot, but this is an audition. Let's be honest. It's an audition. You know, bo Pasadinba, where do they go? You know, they need to know that, man, you're auditioning right now. Mokwena coming back from Club World Cup with the head of steam, especially going into the World Cup qualifiers. So, these guys, does COSAFA have a cup? COSAFA does have a cup. COSAFA does have a cup. But I think we don't treat it prestigiously, COSAFA. We treat it as a B team plays. which then maybe makes it our problem if these things are not popping. Arsenal and Pirates, same WhatsApp group. Oh, Arsenal and Pirates. Oh, wait. Hey, at least Chiefs broke the duck. With Arsenal, beginning phase 7. At least an on goal. Gyabanda, hey, blue Gyabanda. Hi, Gyabanda. A team yabambi possession. Now, to be fair, there have been some blocks made by Tanzania, Mara. South Africa, man. Faisal will be the next victim of Chiefs. Sorry to say, says Butlali. Probably, I don't know. Nguru says, what team do you support in the pitch? I support Kaizer Chiefs. I'm a Kaizer Chiefs fan, locally. Yeah, Yakal, Kilikosi. I'm watching Sundowns bound captain of Bafana Bafana. Ow, Ofi, Pasadin, Lamunka agent, Mara agent. Why are you guys taking everybody? Hi guys, guys. Hi, agent. If you guys are getting Pasadin on top. Guys. Oh. Then you want to give the league Mudiba. Yeah, there's a reason why your left side is N1. There's a reason why, but I don't want to say anything. I've been saying the left side is Sundowns KN1 for 2 years now, but it's fine. Angazman, this Arteta, Butali. I did shows about Arteta. You guys know how I feel about Arsenal. How can Brazil national team be fixed after a goalless draw versus Ecuador? To be fair, Copano, Don Colo has just got in there. I trust Don Colo. I don't know how he works internationally, but I do trust him to fix something. Guys, did you see that Spain-France game? Did you see that Spain-France game? Yes. Why aren't our players playing with that intensity in J? On a random Friday versus Tanzania. Why aren't you blowing them away? Like, I'm so mad. Okay, 25 minutes in, it is still 0-0. Sundowns, how greedy. The OT, they cheat the PSL. They're not cheating. Marakim Hopo. Tangaman says they're taking everything. Tangaman. Who do we have on the left though? You have Lunga, you have Mashego, you have Budiba. Libusa can play there sometimes. You can play Morena there sometimes. Hi guys. Mkhopolo, Mugubolo. OT, they need a left back. Yeah. They have plenty of left backs. What's wrong with Lunga? They're getting everyone is still fair. Look at what's happened to Kodisang. Kana Kodisang is a Sundowns player. I forgot. Kaizer Chiefs fans already calling Munyane best fullback. Blue. Zoenza Ngumnyan. Do you know who's signing I wanted Kaizer Chiefs? And it's a big risk. Huge risk. But it's a player I want. If you can get the Kutsia role into Chiefs, the Kutsia role and get the man who copyrighted and trademarked that thing in a way that nobody else can play it. If you could get the Kutsia role, linking up with Tsele. Guys, I know we're gonna have him for like 10 games. Mara, guys, that's a risk I'm willing to take. The other ones, Angeke. Agent says, Salub won't fit. How are you doing, Lulu? Welcome. This Tanzania defense is doing their job. Mara ki tibang nyakalo. Naki bata. Konse reba, wait. Reba stress, man. What okay? Yo, Sabela. 4-0 to 5-4. Yes, sis. Just when you think you've rested, you're done. Job done. Best game that one, Spain and France, is Andy. Ryan Cherky will light up the Premier League. Go City, I promise you. Hey, Ghana City is signing. The rebuild is started. Loisan is solid. Yes, Bafana, one of the most underrated. Oh, coach. Dennis coming off for Selemani. Okay. Coach is being a little bit proactive there. Okay, Kinjar. Amarakaro, right. Where does the Selemani play? Selemani. I mean, sorry, Dennis. Dennis. Oh, Dennis is one of the attacking players. Okay. Ali Selemani. Let's see if we can find out a little bit about him. When I get, they changed the names and there we go. Selemani Kamis is a defender. Ow! Back five. Tanzanian coach is saying, guys, shut the back door. We can't let anybody else in because we can see that these guys are pushing us around. Apparently, this Selemani Kamis that has just come in is a defender. So that's going to be interesting. Let me see. 34 years old, 1990. Yeah, is the defender. Okay. They're strengthening the defense. Wow. Silepe's tactical awareness says Grootman styles. Kopano says Ryan Shaki made a massive impact last night. Can't wait to see him in the Prem. Bafana says this game needed Nkota to start. You'll see about Shugumisa. When Mfukeng comes on, you'll see something. What does your say about Paris releasing Paseka Mako and Monyane? It makes sense. I think we've spoken a lot about Pirates. Guys, Pirates has a lot of players. Pirates has a lot of players. But to be fair, Marco's not going to displace Hoto. That left-hand side will be something that I'm looking at, which is why I'm also wondering if Pirates is in for Pasadine as well, with Mayela also leaving. So I'm not surprised, man. Umunyane even worse, because I think if you think about that side, Kanan goes, he plays right back. You've got Shandu still. You've got Van Rooyen there. Who else? You've got Libizzo, who's going to come back from injury and play there. Talente. Amatalente wakambata awasafani. Angeke. What was that?
Guys, lang disappoint and never to
We're getting Lebrang Piri is going to cook in the middle with Tele and Mart. I guess Kutse won't even play 10 minutes. This game is worse than Thursday night Pretoria Derby. Eva W. And Rhys says Thabiso Manyane to Kaizer Chiefs. No disrespect to Munyane. No. I want Salum and Maele. So it's a gent. You want Salum and Maele. You think a team is gonna Rulani might be landing at Pyramid soon. Maybe Maele might want to stay. The best you can get from maybe Pyramids as Chiefs is Kanakima K, who's back from loan that side. This game needs Mfukeng 8. Chiefs need to release 8 players. We've already released a few. Agent says the coach is doing a Cardoso. Cardoso disappointed me in the final. Police is no longer the same. Polokwani needs to release him. I think they didn't want to pick up phones. As it stands right now, we have 3 shots, none on target, and Tanzania has 1 shot, also none on target. So, guys, we're not creating chances on both sides. I think this game suits Tanzania a lot more because I'd imagine they would have thought that this game would have been a whitewash or that Bafana Bafana would be going at them. Now, to be fair, again, I want to be as fair as possible. These guys have not played together. This is a very mixed masala team that has been put together here. So I'm not surprised that the chemistry doesn't exist right now. They wouldn't have chemistry. They don't know each other. But what's irritating me is that we don't have a drive, man. We're not pushing. I wanna see a team that's hungry, man. We can't be playing like we're cheese boys now. Can't be. But Ochi, this game is dead. Tangaman, I agree. Jen Reyners, Ryan Aitnuri, Cheki, Livramento. Hey, City. Yo. Meanwhile, I've signed another midfielder. Arsenal fans cry with me. Zubimendi. Before a striker. Are we gonna sit until the end of the transfer window and then we're gonna say, yeah, that's when we wanna go find these guys. And when they don't come, we're gonna be like, no, hey, people don't wanna come to the team. Finish your business now. They're supposed to park a truck here. Muloisan has been linked to the land of pirates. Why Chiefs didn't try sign him, I don't know, says Musa. I thought you 2000. Yeah, I need 2000, guys. Need 2000. Give it 2000, guys. Velila is the one that makes me old. Give it 2000, guys. Squama says, just number 4, OT. That's not my... Just because you know Gucci Bengale Etema, it's a close to Sakari, just because Bestlala Sonke complex. I was the number of me. And I mean, when she's 8, guys. Where can I watch this game? Hotto is 34 years though. Guys, where does Hotto rank? Where does Hotto rank, please? Can you please tell me, where does Hotto rank with left backs? I just want to see something. Just please in the comments, type me your top 5 left backs in the country right now. Please. I just want to see something. Even if I'll fit go 5, let's do a top 3. Is Salum a 6, 8, or 10? Agent, at some point, he's playing, is it 7? Go, guys, at some point, I don't know, Agent, I don't know. And if we get another free role player, oh, Kosiam, we're going to struggle. Another one, on top of the ones that exist already. OT, I'm not happy with the releases of Paseko and Munyan. Why, Tins? Why? I think some of the players need to go away, need to move on, and maybe this signifies that Pirates is going to have a serious rebuild, because Pirates have not had a serious rebuild in a while, and a lot of those players have been at Pirates for so long. Abo Mayela, Abo Mako, Abo Munyane, those guys. And you've seen that even when push comes to shove, you don't trust them fully. You know, Abo Mbogas, they are trusted. Abo Smisi are trusted. Abo Van Rooyen are trusted now. Abo Hoto are trusted. I don't know if you want to keep the quote-unquote dead weight with you, if that makes sense. And again, not to say that they're bad players, but Abo Mako sit on the bench. They're not starters. And maybe Pirates has realized that that team has to be strong. Now, will Pirates spend the money? I don't know. I don't know. Hoto contract has not even been renewed, says Umlu. The talent is not talenting. It's not. He wasn't even under pressure. Talente. The Chiefs need to sign release Ngobo and Matou. I agree. Sis Mbata. I want both of them. Both of them. Oh. Salum and my Angeke. Geke. Angeke. This game shows there are no Sundowns players. Hey, GT. Bafana says, who's going to replace Cupido in the second half? We don't have... okay, maybe Nkota could come in, because we don't have an out-and-out striker per se, if I'm not mistaken. Apolis can stay at Polokwane City. We're no longer interested, says Bongs. What if first Tashka Apolis? OT, do you watch alongside? Yeah, I'm gonna do watch-alongs. I'm gonna do watch-alongs of the Club World Cup. But that's going to be very awkward because the Club World Cup games are going to be in the AMs. Remember, they're playing in America. So it's going to be Boma 2 o'clock in the morning, 3 o'clock in the morning, sometimes 8 o'clock in the morning. So Zobana Pambi. Sesco will be confirmed by next week. Please. Oh, Bafana, don't get my hopes up for nothing. Police, I guess, the good Chiefs is impressing me again after his sabbatical. Guys, let's go meet Police. Are you hoping for a Modi upgrade? Is that why we're talking about Apolis? Mayel and his management would be spoken Yaupe to give him to Chiefs. No offense, but it's true, says Grootman. Yeah, but maybe you want to be a celebrity. OT box-to-box midfielder. Me? No. I used to wear number 8 because of... I have 2 numbers. Well, 3. I used to wear number 8 and 11 because of Zlatan Ibrahimovic. That was one of my favorite players growing up. So he used to wear number 8 and number 11. And then Van Persie also wore 11. Then, of course, you know, as the skills showed themselves, you know, but you know, Nangut is number 10, Tatu 10, we enjoy. You know what I mean? Bafana and losing the ball. Jesus. Remember, guys, halftime, I'm going to let 5 people in. We're going to have a discussion. Please remember, bottom of your screen, it's a button that says multi-guest, but then also it's got a blue figure hugging a pink figure. You click on it, you request, I let you in. We have a discussion about what's happening here. Okay, one Pastor Dean, number 1, Dion Hoto. Pastor Enigma, Atuches, Wafuna Matutasin. Hey, Nando Tetrima, hey, man. OT and Chiefs fans, go take Percy down. No, thank you. No. Yeah. I'm sorry. No. I'm sorry. Please. Shop where Sundowns is shopping. Shop where Pirates is shopping. Don't shop for the leftovers, please. And no disrespect to Percy Tau, but Percy Tau is the type of player that Kaizer Chiefs has been getting over the past few years. And they get to Chiefs and they soak up that limelight because they're no longer under pressure. They soak up the limelight. They've won everything. Now they get to be famous and they go missing. Cirino, Iliad, Dolly, Parasicolab. Just number 6 for Comoros, impressive. Pasadine number 1. Hoto Mudiba Pasadine in that order. Pasadine Longa says Kodani. Hoto is in the top 3. I don't know who are the other 2, says Umlu. I'd put Hoto at number 2. Pirates and building is a problem. They just buy whatever they find. Tabang says, Makosi, how's our future midfielder Saloom playing? I mean, I can't say he's looked good. Mara, he's had flashes. What would happen if Dr. Ivan Khoza was to retire from Orlando Pirates? Hey, I don't know. Happy Tabaya Pirates is tough because Prasten also passed on last year. May he rest in peace. Well, this year, may he rest in peace. So there's a huge power vacuum at Pirates, I believe. But then we'll see. Okay? But then we'll see. Vutare says, I have a soft spot for Ngobo. Happy. Good business. Guys, are you seeing that? Am I flashing on TikTok as well? Appraisal versus Modi. That's what I want to know. Oh, Apolis versus Modi. This player that you want to sign, guys, he was given the Orlando gig. I smell a trophy this season. Was he given it? Done. Guys. Can you add Agaham? I'm going to add it. There's sounds that I need to add. I'm going to add it. Okay, no, I'm flashing. Okay. Hopefully it's not nothing big. Okay, 40 minutes in. We are heading to halftime. Still a very quiet game, guys. I don't know if these guys understand. There's a team of players that are currently in America that are going to come back and cause mawaza when they get back in. Do they know? Or are they just happy to be here? Let me see what the stats are saying. 59% possession to South Africa, 4 shots, 1 on target. And then Tanzania has 2 shots, none on target. Well, keeper saves. No keeper saves, whereas Tanzania has 1 keeper save. We've completed 286 passes versus 191. I'm trying to find the stats that I love. Touches in the penalty area, we've had 3, they've had 2. Final third entries, we've had 24 versus their 14. Currently up to this point. So it's not convincing. But we're also not taking this game very seriously, if we're being honest. These players don't want to go to AFCON. Brah, Litabo. Guys, go by. You keep disappearing like Tito in this game. Yeah. That was mean. You mean Sundowns tourist OT? They're not tourists. Why not that, guys? Why not that? Also don't want him because of his discipline. You want Saleng. Guys, why do you want to make Kaizer Chiefs a retirement village? And I know Saleng, he's 28. Why are we making a retirement village? Why are we bringing players and giving them a home after their teams have kicked them out? King, Rababuta, what's happening? Guys, me, I don't want to be a home for guys that have no homes or they've been kicked out of their houses or something. Please, Aw. Le batla ho signa nje, le batla ho signa fela. Apparently, Mayele is super expensive for the PSL. But I remember that Motsepe is mining money. Pyramids is oil money. Okay? We like taking players after their prime. I'd rather keep building if we don't get prime players. Tabang, this is all I'm saying. This is all I'm saying. Figure out what you want to do with your team, then go out and find the players that can fit there. Guys, Abamudau, when they arrived at Sundowns, they were not expensive players from Black Leopards. Okay, Adams may be a little bit more expensive, but a lot of the players that Sundowns signs, Obas, Laba, they just find them. You know, Hugo Bruce does the scouting, then Sundowns go. No, I'm kidding. They just find them early on. Why aren't we doing that at Kaizer Chiefs? Why are we seeking all of these guys that are past their primes, that have won things, that have egos, that are maybe not the same players they were, and we want to bring them to Kaizer Chiefs? And we're surprised when they start acting out. There's rumors of people faking injuries. Rumors, allegedly, please. Rumors and allegedly of people faking injuries. Like, I don't know. I need players that are going to be hungry. Now, I had an interesting conversation yesterday about Themba Zwane. As you know, we've spoken about Themba Zwane's influence at Sundowns and how maybe Themba Zwane being there might make it tough for a coach coming in, even though he's a great player and he doesn't have problems, but the noise that follows, you know, when they say you need to get your own players. Chiefs fans, would you take Themba Zwane right now at his age? Because I think, the person explained it to me perfectly. I think he brings a leadership that we lack at Kaizer Chiefs. There's a Grootman leadership that we lack. And maybe Themba is the right disposition of a player in terms of how he would lead, how he would be on the pitch, maybe even how he deals with the celebrity. I don't think he'd be sucked up by the Chiefs celebrity. Do you think that Themba Zwane would be a good signing for Chiefs? Let me know there in the comments. If possible, I'm just saying if possible. Like they just extended him now. If possible, would you take him? I'm a Chiefs fan. I'm a Chiefs fan. Do you think OT Sundowns will win against the Korean team? Ooh. They can, but I have to see the Korean team. I think I'll just be going off of my ignorance if I said anything. Yeah, we'll do some research and scouting episodes before the Club World Cup starts, because I'm interested to know what you guys think as well. Is it true Kamukwana suddenly wants to come to Chiefs? Hubi makakwa. Yeah, go over. Hubi ma. I've got an interview with Jordaan Milford for those that don't know. You can watch it in full on YouTube. So that's just me plugging myself. I've got Jordaan Milford and Amanda Dlamini. But a conversation we had was about how hard it is to be a foreigner in another country where you are the plumber. You are the plumber, you are the bad player. You have to prove yourself. There's language barriers. He also mentioned how South Africa is so nice because everything is interconnected. You can go from Jersey to Pretoria in an hour or two. You can catch a flight now and go to Cape Town. It was like, hey, those places are so isolated, especially in those weird countries, not weird countries, but countries that are different to ours, where maybe they don't value the same things. You can get into a car and find a chisanyama like this. You can be loved, mamelodi, but the family's around. You can do all of those things, you know, the spending. Apparently our purchasing power here is much bigger than that side. So if you're a high earner here, you can do a lot more than if you are a mid earner that side. So there's a lot of mitigating factors that maybe Mokwena wants to come back. But then, of course, he is at Esperance. So there was always going to be questions of that and also of the level that they want to get to. Don't tell us about Bruce and scouting, please. Letamo. He finds them. He finds them. I don't know who's fooling who there, but it's fine. Serena and Themba clash. Not if Motsepe gives me all his riches. Then I'll take Zwane. Problem is they play him and he doesn't have the legs anymore. That's true. Themba Zwane, no past his prime. I'm not sure after his injury, says Tangamani. Now Chiefs will ruin Mshishi's career. That Korean team beat us harshly in 2017. Okay, it looks like we're at halftime. Remember, I'm gonna let 5 people in. Teams must grab Mokwena as well. Mara soweto gent, la grab nje. Le grab amone le mane, molemo. But then we're not saying why you are grabbing. Why are you grabbing Mokwena? Anyway, we are halftime. We are at halftime. Feel free to jump in. Let's have a conversation about what we're seeing here in this game. I know it's a friendly. But if we're able to watch Pirates the last few games, we should be able to watch Bafana Bafana and get behind the country. Mutari, welcome to the show. How are you?
I'm good, man. How are you?
I'm watching this game and I'm wondering why am I watching this game? Because these people are not taking it seriously.
I think the first thing I wanna pass my grantlet with, Safa is not taking anything serious. You cannot, like people who don't follow football, they don't know if the game is playing.
Yep.
Like it's disgusting. It's disgusting from like, these guys. I don't know what they are thinking, but anyway, we started well on the game. I think we started well. The first 10 minutes we were attacking quite well, playing on the final third. We were playing fast 1-2 and to move to the next phase. But after that, I don't know, we got swallowed by the team, or I think Tanzania get used to how we played and they readjusted, and we failed to adjust to say, let's continue putting pressure on them. Perhaps the sub was a need. That sub that they did to a back five.
Yeah.
Perhaps, I mean, to a flat back three, but a back five of some sort in defense.
Yeah.
I think maybe that caused everything to be a bit of stability. But after that, that's when you didn't see, because at the beginning, Basaldine and the star boys, the Pirates, were doing quite well. But now they seem to have been swallowed by the game. So there's nothing much, man. There's nothing much.
Do you think that
perhaps subs will be needed?
How do you feel about the attitude of the players? How do you feel about the attitude of the players? Because my worry is the attitude part of it. That I'm not saying that they must blow these guys away like 5-0 or whatever, but you should be seeing a little bit more effort being put in. Do you worry about that at all?
Look, I'm into feeling. My first feeling is, you know that you are called the second team. They know that it's a second team of Bafana Bafana. And Hugo Bros has said it already, saying that I'm just going to give them the run for their money, just for them to know that I have a second team anywhere, somewhere standing. But they need to be show a bit of arrogance on the ball, a bit of hunger. Players, if you're playing a final, if you are like that. But at the same time, it's easy for me to say that we don't know the dynamics of how Tanzania is defending, in terms of, at the beginning, Tanzania was giving them so much time on the ball, but after that, it doesn't seem like it. But as well, they don't seem to be exerting themselves too much in attack, because Tanzania is not doing anything, and they don't seem to be Osilepe. They don't seem to be pushing too much. It's tough to say they're not taking it serious, but at the same time, man, when we are outside, it's easy to say. But once you're inside the game, you realize that it's not as fluid as we want to, maybe because we have not played with each other for long. And if I hold the ball much longer as a player, if you're a Tito or an Apolis, people will think you're playing for yourself, you know? Because sometimes you need an Apolis to hold the ball much longer for the other players to click that I need to open position, like what Yamal does. Yamal can hold the ball as much as he can.
But I'm going to jump in just to let Agent in. Agent, welcome to the show, my brother. How are you?
Shalom to OT and OT only. Shalom to OT and OT only. Holy war.
What happened?
No, man, I want you to imagine someone for a second.
Okay.
And I know I'm going to ruin your mind for now. And I want you to watch it in the second half.
Okay.
Just imagine it. What's the difference between Salum and Andile Mpitsane? The Rani, the overweight, the flair. You see, there's a player there, but you look at the weight, and you're like, the weight is a problem. and I've been watching him, to be fair, and I think there's an unfair comparison because I've been zeroing him on only him because I wanted to analyze him because I haven't watched him that closely. So I think this is a bit unfair on him because I was watching him only.
Yeah.
Because you look at the number of times he lost the ball. He lost the ball 4 times, right? Recognition of someone, he's been dribbled past once, one accurate pass, one cross, 0 accurate, long balls, 3 long balls, only 1 is accurate, 1 shot on target. He hasn't had a successful dribble. That's what I'm seeing from him. I see a player there. Hence, I was asking, is it a 6, a 8, or a 10? Because if it's a 6, maybe I can put him in the mold of Bokwetia, where they don't have the what's the word? Is the stamina is for lack of a better word. They don't have the running capacity, but they have the brains.
So are you saying, agent, that he would be Dondi all over again?
Yeah, definitely. Unless if you guys put him in a 6 and make sure that he's more disciplined, because right now he's very disciplined. If you look at his action area, there's no way his heat map says he's stuck somewhere. He's just all over. So if you guys can keep him as a disciplined 6 like Gautier is, who knows that I don't have the pace, but I have the brains.
Yeah.
Then you can have a good player there, and someone who also help build with what is called build up from the back, So I think as a 6, he can be a much better player for you guys. From what I've seen.
Would you play him over Cele?
As a 6 years.
Okay.
As a 6 years.
I want to bring in Butlale. Butlale, welcome. How are you?
OT, daily, well, not really daily, but panelist reminder that the Chiefs are your Nedbank Cup champions. It'll never end, OT. Until there's another Nedbank champion, it will never end. Respectfully. Let's get into the game. Okay, before I go to the game, OT, because it's nothing much, before I go to the game, OT, the problem I have with South African players and the PSL is, there's too much raw talent, OT. There's way too much raw talent.
Yeah.
And it can be a good thing and a bad thing, but my question is, why are you still raw at professional ranks, OT? Why are you still raw? Can we not find a way to refine these players, OT? The problem is, I don't know how many topics you have in, but later in the line, maybe you can put it as a topic, Mara. The problem is we don't have anyone. A European has top academies that sometimes they're not even linked to professional teams. Maybe they're not an Arsenal academy, City academy.
Yeah.
They just have an academy that is, its purpose is to get raw talent and nurture it, OT. Why don't we have something like that? I mean, that firstly refines talent, and secondly creates a clear pathway to Europe, because we have to be honest. Europe is the most relevant form of football, OT. Is the highest form of football. So why do we not have? Because I respect our school of excellence. I respect our Stars of Africa, OT. They are the ones. Okay, let me not, because if I say what I was supposed to say, I would be disrespecting them. But they don't necessarily have a path to Europe, OT. They've created great PSL players, but not a path to Europe. But it's fine. Let me get into the game. We'll speak about that in another time. OT, the marketing, OT. It's all about marketing. This game is all about marketing, OT. And I don't know if they're doing a very good job at that. OT, if Hugo Bruce said play slow, I don't care. Me, I'm gonna show myself to you. If you said play slow, I'm not doing that because I want to be in this team, OT.
Yeah.
I want to play. I want to play with the first team. So I'm gonna market myself. If I'm a winger and you're telling me to consolidate. I'm running at the defense. I'm going 1v1 and I'm beating everyone. We'll see. Because why? I want to show myself to the coach, and I want to put myself out there. OT. And they're not really doing that. OT. The marketing is very important. In these types of games where they're playing second team, you have to market yourself. OT. And it's a game where both teams, the midfield of both teams is too disciplined. OT. I think Tanzania can be more direct. It seems like they're playing a very consolidated game, and us, to be fair, if our finishing could be better, but as well, overall play, I feel like we need to be a lot less consolidated. Less consolidated and be
Much
more
more dynamic.
direct, yes, more direct, because at the end of the day, OT, it's. I mean, these players probably don't have any more games. There's no Sundowns players here, and I mean, it's the last chance. I mean, when are the FIFA World Cup qualifiers? Africa, like
That's
September,
gonna be
right?
later, yeah. I think around September.
Yeah, right. So you have nothing to lose.
Okay.
Just you have no games. Just go at full intensity and run at these guys. As I said, nothing much to say tactically, but yeah, that's what I think.
Okay. Let me bring in Litabo. Welcome. How are you?
Yeah, Odi, thanks for the opportunity, my brother. A really disappointing display from the players. I don't think they realize that in 6 months AFCON starts, and probably in another 12 months the World Cup is gonna start. Also, most of them are like third on the list, because if you think about Apollos, Relays on the bench, what are you doing? To me, what are you doing? And also, they've selected you in a season where you haven't played well at all. I don't think you've got 5 goals or 5 assists or whatever. And they just don't look like they want to be in this team, In 2 weeks, or we're gonna be watching the first team play at the World Cup. That's gonna be basically the AFCON team play, Bruce will then know where he's at, where the level is at through watching Sundowns. That's the thing. I watch a Tito play and I think, hey, what are you doing? Tempers One is not in form. Here's your opportunity, and you're not showing up. And I also don't think it's about not playing together, because if they weren't able to, break the lines and get into the final third, I would say, they haven't played together, but they are there and they're not creating opportunities. They can't score. The first touches are poor. Hey, coach, like it feels like these players are just not there, man. They just don't have the quality. That's what it looks like to me watching them. Yeah, it's disappointing.
Do you think that knowing that you're the BC team, especially with Hugo Bruce saying that guys, look, man, la tshwarisa fela.
No, I remember a time when I was watching Obas play against Morocco at FNB. I was there and I thought, this is what you do when you're given an opportunity. You grab it with both hands and you show up and say, here I am. And Obas consistently gets selected, whether he plays or not, because of that one game. You can then that's how you develop trust. So watching these players, they can't beat their own man. And some of them are just not the best in the league this year. They're lucky to be there. Like, I don't think a player like Moremi, he was good, but I don't think he was better than Ekele, so for example. And now you've got an opportunity to play on the left-hand side.
Yeah.
And you're given an opportunity, you should be grabbing it with both hands. And I think the likes of Selepe, top player, what a player, AOT. Unfortunately, he's at Pirates, he won't develop there, but wish he was at another team where there's, system. If he was at a Stellenbosch or something, we'd see a good player there. But yeah, I think he's probably, the silver lining or the highlight of this performance so far.
I wanna go back to everybody and ask you guys, what would you change in the second half, and what subs did you make? Butare, what did you change and what subs? And what's your prediction? Sorry.
Okay, before I make a sub, do not forget that at Safa we might still have Denny Jordaan. He was asked, "Is this your last time, Che?" He was like, "And now I don't vote for myself. The regions decides."
Yeah.
So constitution might be changing in the Safa, and we are suffering while coaching LFAs. But I'll introduce Mufukeng and Nkota. I think those are my best subs that I can think of right now. Maybe it's there's no need to sub at the back, but start with a Mufukeni and Nkota. Just try to stabilize and have a bit of aggression in terms of attack. And out 9, I don't know, man. I honestly don't know. For an out number 9, I think those are the two that I'll introduce. My prediction, a 1-0 win for Bafana. It's a heart talking. It's not the brain. The heart is talking right now. 1-0 for Bafana. Let's take it from there. Let's see.
Agent changes prediction.
You guys have sweet on my player like this. It's not fair, guys. But I want you to watch the running and see if you community of someone. But I'm not there. I want you to give actually 2 omegs, right? 2 omegs for you when you leave the stream. Check if you are paying Hugo Bruce enough money, because I'm hearing this conversation over and over again. Check how much he's been paid in the currency where he's from, and see if that is enough for the experienced person that he is. Second thing, no Salum, not him basically, but Pitso once said the reason why Sundowns has decided to go the South American route is you get a player from the local African leagues that are from a lower standard, and the PSL is a big step up. So was he right, or do you need to bring those guys in and then loan them immediately? Like Sundowns have cost power. So I think that's the conversation that I want you to have with yourself by the time.
They're gonna come back.
I think make all 11 subs, man. Like change everyone, even the keeper, man. Let's give everyone a chance, right? I think that's it. No, I think once the subs get in, the more Team B, because I think this is Team C, the more of the Team B comes in, it will be a comfortable 2-0 win, I think. Yeah.
Okay. Let me go to Butlale. Butlale, changes, predictions?
Changes. Man, let's just Arabe Munate, man. Artlali, entertaining football, bring on the entertaining guys, bring on Kota, bring on Fuking, just entertain us nyana, man, because what we went through in the first half get torture nyana. So let's just be entertained, man. Bring on the players with flair. Ibile you the play even all 11 just players bamnandi. When Mbogazi comes on, tell him even when you're at the back, you step over mfethu. Even when you're at the back, entertain us a bit. So 2-0, comfortable 2-0.
Letamo, changes, prediction?
Yeah, as much as we don't like Bruce, we know that he's a serial winner. He wins. So I think he's gonna want to go for the win. Although I think he shouldn't. I think he should go with Mbogazi. I don't think he should play the B team players. So I don't think he really should play. I think I'd like to see Nkota. I'd like to see Mbogazi, Leroux, and Kwaiba. I want to see what Kwaiba can do with a little bit of more quality around him, because I think he's a good player. Yeah. And I actually want to see Leroux, because I'm not convinced with this Leroux guy. I think he's being selected because he's in Europe, But yeah, I think CBC must stay on the bench and maybe give Lina a chance as well. I think he's been good. Yeah, man, and I think they'll win 1-0. Yeah.
No. Letamo, thank you so much, guys. We are in the second half. Remember, you want to know what the time is? Add 45 to whatever my timer says. So right now it says 3 minutes 23. That means that it's 48 minutes 23, and that's why I put that second half up there as well. We are in the second half of the game. Tanzania has made a couple more changes. Well, one more change after going into a back five and maybe consolidating that defense a little bit after seeing how open they were. I think they're looking for a draw, obviously. But let's see. There was an interesting comment that was made here when we spoke about. Somebody said here that this Tanzanian team might even be a weakened team. I'm looking at the team that played versus Morocco, and it does seem like there's a lot of players from that team that are missing here. So is it really a case that we're playing a B team of Tanzania, or what is the B-ish team of Tanzania now? And we're struggling. No, I just want to win, guys. And I wish these guys could just show a little bit more fight. What I'll do is 15,000. 15,000 is what I'd like the likes to be. Then I see Zuva's in the in the queue. Kusito's in the queue. Soweto Jen, King 98, Stitch, and Bongani. If we can get to 15,000 likes, I will open it up, and you guys can jump in and we can have a conversation. Everybody will get a minute or two to just tell me what they're thinking about the game, and we'll make the second half a conversation. The game hasn't given us too much by way of us being excited or by way of goals. The first half ended with obviously 0-0, and we had 5 shots, 2 on target versus Tanzania's 2 shots, 1 on target, with a grand total of 65% of the possession. So we have been, oh, that was a nice run. Oh, that was a nice run. Why didn't you play that ball through, Maracaizi? Look at the structure of Tanzania. Look at how it's a back 4 with some wing backs that drop in, or at least the left wing back drops in to make it a 5. So they really are going to defend this game out or look for one little change to happen here. What are you guys thinking in the comments? How do you feel about the first half? We're not bidding for him. This Leroux guy, listen to you, says Stitch. We don't like Bruce. Bruce is still questioned a little bit. Bruce should have brought the whole under 21. I would say he's not going to bring any under 20 players here as Kaizer Chiefs develop Saile. Oh, that's a very good point, Dr. T, on the point that we're speaking about. That's a very good point about development. So Kosafa's team D. Yeah, Kosafa's basically team D. Our police must go to Pirates. I ngeke. Maga ku Pirates Tio, ukhipha bani? Ukhipha bani? Unkothi uyadlala. Umfuke unkhona ngale. Khona uTito in the center if he was going to try playing 8. Bakhona boDlamini. Abo Silepe naba, they put up their hands. Ukhipha bani? He must also think about his future, man. Right, first off, says Bongs. We are saying C team. What about Kosafa team? It's the Z team. One of the poorest performances, says Kuzizo. Musa says Apulis can play on the right. On the right. I get on the right is Nkota. And maybe Saleng if they work out their problems. Mudiba, I feel like I'm watching Chiefs. GT. GT. Why must you be so hurtful? On a nice Friday night, you are just being hurtful for no reason.
Each time when I come here, I am abused.
Each time when I come here, I'm abused. So I think we shouldn't downplay this Tanzanian team. I know it's a friendly. I know you don't want to run too hard, but we shouldn't downplay them because this is the same Tanzanian. This is the same Bafana Bafana that had so many problems with South Sudan. Remember the South Sudan games? I know those are games of consequence. But you'll wake up and they'll score a goal and then they'll go home. Now, Bafana Bafana doesn't lose. So I'm not going to say that they're going to lose this game, Mara. You shouldn't fall asleep. I just wish we'd just play. Yo, but it definitely looks like Nabi's coaching. Mara, guys, why are you so hurtful? Why are you so hurtful? Please leave us as Chiefs fans. I'm hurt. Hey, Butlale. We're off, guys. We're out of office. We're not even Bafana Bafana. We're living our lives. Why are you guys bringing us into this? Please leave Chiefs out of it, please. Hotel unbeaten run is on the line, unfortunately. That is true, Lucky. That is true. I don't know if Tanzania is going to be the team that beats us, but I think you have to be wary of those things. Nabi plays better than Caruso got. Oh, Tangaman. Comments. The comments can speak. I don't, yeah, no. Hey, Caruso, guys, why do you guys hate Caruso so much? We're at Bafana Bafana, the Z team. We're not even Z team, man. We're not even Z team. Hey, Maswangani, Utito. Ambulance asethembisa. I didn't know ukuthi ama-ambulance asethembisa afika le Polokwane. But there he is playing. Another player who's got a lot to prove, man. This season was a bit rough on Tito, hey? this season was rough on Tito. If you think about it, I mean, Tito is the same guy that was such a standout player for Pirates last season, the season before last, and to watch him Fukeng be played into the 10, to watch him take more of a bench role, more of a six-ish type role, it really, I think, messed with Tito's confidence, I would say. So he's got something to prove here, especially because now I remember there was talks at a time where that Tito was meant to be the next Mshishi, the closest to Mshishi, and it didn't pan out. So hey, Utito na Hashem, his career is not going the way, it's not careering. Usito says it's very disappointing. He's useless this one. But he almost smiles nowadays. Ah, guys, why are you so mean? Does a friendly play part of the ambitious read? It should, because it's an official friendly. So FIFA counts this friendly, if I'm not mistaken. But if Fleming out with that bloody card also says Ulitabo. Let's like, guys, and have a proper conversation. There we go. 15,000 likes is what I'm looking for. Just tap the screen. It is free. OT, what just number are you giving the panda? Marawa is either. Mnikenu 6. Ubanu 6 right now. Ploma kasekho ngisho. Mnikenu 6. The overhyped Tito Pirates fans. No, but GT, to be fair, Tito was an incredible 10 for Pirates. Like, he was incredible. He was doing things in that midfield that you don't see a lot. So, guys. Yeah, wena. Silepe. Is it true that Portugal team, Tito comes from one team back? I don't know. I don't see Bafana winning the game. If they win, it will be lucky. Gustavo says he even stopped. Yes, Gustavo, you're right. Tito. Yeah, man. Tito abato, man. Why compare players? They're not their own, man. Desmond says Pirates fans were happy that Chiefs players are not there, only for us to watch this nonsense with Desmond. Zilia says, who knows? Maybe it would have given them something. Chiefs, I want to show you how fickle love is. Wait for Salum to score and assist, you will see. Overhyped. They wanted to compare him to the great Shiga. For Panda to follow. Okay, we've reached 15K. Let me open up, guys. Remember, I'm going to give everybody a minute or two. Tell me what you're thinking. I may ask a question. Doesn't necessarily have to be about the game, but let's try keep it there. Let me bring it to Stitch. Stitch, welcome. How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
Stitch, what are we watching here? Tell me.
Nah, it's fine. It's a fairly new team.
Okay.
So at the same time, the guys do need to gel, right? But I'm just impressed with the fact that at least they're able to interchange passes.
Yeah.
You see, so there is that bit of understanding. If maybe, like I feel like this team, right? Games like not only friendly games, but games like the COSAFA Cup, they should also use this team so that they can get used to each other, right? And then that will ensure that we'll have enough depth, as the national team. But to be honest, I'm impressed. South Africa has a lot of talent, man. We've got a lot of talent.
I want to ask you about the COSAFA point you made. Do you think there is a proper connection between COSAFA, C team, B team, A team, possibly even when we speak about the under 20s and under 23s? Is there a proper connection, or is it just a free for all when these players play?
Nah, there's no proper connection. And the reason being is, like sometimes I feel like you've got a head coach, right?
Yeah.
And whoever is gonna be coaching these other teams, at the moment they're not well connected to the head coach. And you find that all these teams, all these coaches, they're just playing different philosophies, different identities. It's just mixed masala. Yeah, but so I feel like each and everyone needs to be connected to the head. basically, and that's Hugo Bross's fault. I feel like like Hugo Bross is like Pitso Mosimane, man. These guys when they win, they become so arrogant. They don't see their mistakes. There are no errors. Hey, but once they start losing, then you see these guys, they're not really as good as they're just that they're able to like Bros, for example, to be honest, most of the work here, right, is obviously leveraging off the good work that firstly Steve Barker has done, mostly what Rulani Mokwena has done. Because remember, like when Hugo Bros started, he never selected Sundowns players, right? And Bafana wasn't really playing that well. We were struggling to a point whereby we even lost 5-0 to France, right? But he leveraged off Rulani Mokwena's philosophy, leveraged over Rivero. You get what I'm trying to say. So basically, being able to combine the identities of the top three teams. That's what works well. That's what the Bafana coach should do, basically, right? You look at what is the common philosophy amongst the top three sides, and then you use that, and then it works for you. Yeah, which I gave him credit for, but I don't know, man. Given that we're gonna play Nigeria, and like FIFA, I don't trust FIFA. FIFA might deduct those 3 points from us, and this thing is head to head. If Nigeria beats us, trust me, everyone is gonna be on Temoko Mokwena's case and on Hugo Bross's case. It's just that now we are happy. We must just pray that we don't lose to Nigeria. Trust me, because if we do, then there's a lot of crap coming.
For time, I want to jump in. Let me play Kuzniso. Kuzniso, welcome to the show. How are you?
I'm good and you, OT.
It's 61 minutes. Nil.
Re fela re bolela ntho nngwe re re ha ba fe Bafana ba rena chance.
Yeah.
Ga re ba fa chance na ba dirang ka chance re ba fa yona. And then if you can check the team sheet, Cross go supersport o dlala o bapetse di game ke dintsi. Pasadini o bapetse, and then Muremi go Amazulu bapetse. And then wa check abo Masongane bo Mbatha. They are playing at their teams. Na re nyaka go tla go bua re Sundowns ke yona e tshwereng naga mo le no re this game ba sontse ba te prove bo kaone re bone at least nga be re ba ile half time ile to not re bone gona rena coach o builder ya ka mara re tswelele ka mogwano. We don't know whether we are going forward now or we are going backwards now because of they are given a chance, and this is the only chance. You know what, there's one thing with our players, I don't know it's their mentality or what, they are selecting games, and then how are you going to market yourself? Molelo ba feel friendly like Tunisia, I mean Tanzania, like this, you're not performing. You're not even there. You're not even pushing yourself. For me, this should be that game. Coach is not coaching. Coach is just standing there watching them. I have selected a right players. We are having a challenge. Now, they're still going to cement their position because there's no challenge. And then the question it comes again, is it our development level, or is it the coaching working mentality of our teams? Or the player they are not bringing themselves now. It's very disappointing to me. To 67 or and I wrote if Bafana will win this game, they will be lucky. Because one thing that I know,
how do you fix it? What would you change Bafana to make it for these players maybe want to play?
I think let us bring more offensive players like Kota, Mufukeng, so that we push our lane of defense, our lane of attack, so that we can score. And then if they can score one, that confidence.
Marakicho, in general, you touched on something very important about the players. Arona, bafiwang the chance, maybe the attitude sabona, which in charge one too.
I think for changing it in Maronore, are we morago to the drawing board, but resetting the standards. Our guys, if look at Remashole, sort of I don't know, sort of punishment or sort of draw. Maybe a little kira so or a little I was watching that that commission Babasekisha Safa about how on. You could see, or even from that management, it's very disappointing. Now game out finally and the players are serious. Serious. Ge ba bapala le bo Morocco ba bapala le France mo le go ba fa di team tse dinnyane, they are not even bringing everything to the table. I think it must start with our development. It must start with our teams because of move our footballer ra lebelela gore re tlo bapadisha teammate wa ya no Sundowns it's a mile
Nah,
Rastragela no.
For Nakokuzi to want to jump in. I feel like it's more of things that I'm going to write down during this time. But let me go to Gustavo. Gustavo.
Sure, Oti.
How are you, my brother? Long time.
You have to go in hiding, the pyramids are idle.
I'm a Vena plague.
Just as a much that you are speaking sense. I'm not here to speak sense, but I'm joking. No, man. I'm impressed by Undamani and no Pasadena. I'm just enjoying that side. That's the only positive I can just take. He's one player that's gonna be a good contender. To play in that left center back position. Looking at Suguti, if I can say the hold of that position is someone in his age group, in totally looking at him Bogas, and based on how he played today, I'm very, very impressed by the boy. He's one player showing up and looking to grab that spot.
Yeah.
Otherwise, I don't see someone showing up. Umremi is promising. Umremi is promising, but another element I like high, and that's why I'd love to see Unkota come in. And see what he can add with that left foot. We've been playing with a lot of right footers on that on the right hand side. It's time for that left foot element and see what they can add into the game. Here's the King Slayer, the Egyptian Slayer, the Moroccan Slayer. It's gonna come on now, But here's another Faisal Salum with the clubs coming on. So I do Andle Pisane, but just. Before I close OT, if we say Tebho Mokwena, Alain Ribeiro, Muda Williams, they should be playing somewhere in Europe, whether it's championship or whether for a low division, bottom table or mid-table team in the Premier League.
Yeah.
It's World Cup, it's time for them to prove. Let's see.
Hey, let's come against some pressure.
No, we always scream, saying Banban should have been gone long ago. Let's go and see the boys perform, and I think that's motivation to them to go and perform and show their class. Because we always rave about them playing outside.
Yeah.
It should also motivate us in believing in them, because we always praise them.
Okay.
That they can make it outside South Africa. But
Now, for time, I'm going to jump in. Let me bring in Soweto Gent. How do you feel about this game, my brother? 68 minutes.
Puti kunjani? Ngibulisa wonke umuntu nala kupanel. Ngiyabona sonke siphelele. Igame right. I think the only thing that's missing is Kaizer Chiefs. No, I'm just kidding. I think lama players man badiscourage izinto ezincane. Badiscourage ukuthi mhlambe they are not, on the first options when it comes to playing for the country.
Okay.
What I think, if you're playing for South Africa, it doesn't matter if it's a friendly game. It doesn't matter who's the under 23. Because there's a player about here now, he doesn't want to play for under 23 because of some reasons.
Yeah.
Abantu asiculating ukuthi lona it's just ufila ngathi yena ungaphezulu yabo. So discourage izinto ezincane man. If you are playing for the country, you are representing a country. You should be playing like you're playing a final yabo. Each and every game you must pull out your best. Bonakala ukuthi you want to play as one of the first options or the first team or team A as you call it.
So then how would you bring that attitude into a team?
I honestly, I think even SAFA is failing us because they're not taking, for example, Lamachita serious. They're not investing even money. Because of the incident with the Amachita team. They didn't even get bonuses as we speak, but they won a cup for a country, which is a disgrace. It's disgusting. It doesn't sound like they're taking these players seriously, but they are investing on the first team, like the national team. I'm talking about the Bafana Bafana, Sundowns. So I think it comes down to Isafa, man. They must put money in this thing. They must show they appreciate each and every level of football in South Africa.
Okay.
But all in all, I think thanks to Motsepe, is doing wonderfully, man, for the country. Is up the game for the PSL. He has done a lot for the country. I mean, look at us. We are representing all because of Motsepe. Thank you, Motsepe.
Hi, I can get it. Let me bring in the showstopper. CJ, welcome.
Alala, hello champ. How are you, champ?
Hi, champ. I'm still feeling champy, man.
Man, you're champish. You know what, Mr. OT? The difference between Bafana Bafana, this B team, and the Tanzanian B team is that the Tanzanian B team is summed up from players that were playing in the CAF Cup. They are trying to see how they will gel into the first team.
Yeah.
So
we can confirm that this is a beach team, Leon.
Yes, this is a beach team. This is the same team that was playing in the CAF Cup. Whereas we are just randomly putting players together into a B team that we have not seen how they play together. We have not tested the way they play together. So they are just playing for the first time together in this particular game. Hence is why we see how disjointed it actually is. I don't know how that's going to help us moving forward as a country. But yeah, let's also. I'm interested in seeing also these guys that won a cup last year, beginning of the league. When the season was starting, that cup that FIFA does not even recognize, but the one that they played right in the beginning last year, man. They've not won a cup ever since. It's gonna be 12 months now. They have not won a cup. But anyway, you know what, Mr. OT? What I find funny, I've been looking at 39 games from Hugo Boss.
Okay.
How many top 10 FIFA ranking countries has he played?
Not many. None.
Just France.
Yeah.
Now imagine having 40 caps, 40 plus caps, 30 plus caps with a Bafana Bafana jersey, and yet you have not even played against the top 10 countries in the world, and now you want to go and play in the biggest league in the world, the most competitive one, now saying you can play, but you have not even tested that. And we even compared them with Gabo Tembo's one and Abu Dr. Kumalo, who's the best. And yet Dr. Kumalo was playing against Germany in their peaks, in their in their rankings as playing against Brazil. He's got caps against the top 10 countries while they were in the top 10 countries. So this Bafana, I'm a little bit worried we're going to the World Cup with a team that has not been tested against the best of the best, where they are going to be in a stadium, in an arena where they are going to be playing the best of the best. I mean, we watched Spain against France. What a game, 4-5. What a game. Attacking football, scoring football. Now we are watching this thing. We don't even know what to call it. I'm a bit worried. I'm a bit worried. I won't lie. I am.
Do you think, just very quickly, do you think that that's maybe where Abo Europe beat us? Because when you look at these tournaments like both Nations League and all of those type of things, they're sort of ensuring that even the smallest of countries in Europe are playing against the biggest of countries and consistently so. Do you think that that's that's the difference?
Yes, Mr. OT. Yes, and yes again. And Safa. I don't know, man. I wish they could bring the rope back. About the Jordaan, they have messed up our country. They have messed it up. I listened to these guys. They were saying the under-20 squad went to that country. They drove by bus. Yes, they went to drove by bus. How did you guys go to the? No, we flew. How dare you say such a thing with a straight face? That the people that are there to represent us, you are putting them on my boy, Shosholoza. Yes, as these people. That made me angry, that thing. Yes.
For time,
Rubbish. They belong to Sundowns, those people, man. Yeah.
Let me go to money.
Hey, OT.
How are you, my brother?
You're right, Bramusha.
Milan Bugeli 76 minutes. Tanzania is even playing better from what I'm seeing at moments.
Yeah, we've got nothing better to do. It's Friday, yeah. It's not like we've got something better to do.
It's Friday.
Yeah, it's Friday, but it's only become Friday if you have money. If you don't have money, obviously, so yeah. Game man OT first of all, we midfield, ne?
Yeah.
Or in the middle of the park, we lack creativity. There's none, to be honest. We are just disappointed there in that department. But I was also impressed with that ball number 17, Tsepang Moraim. I think he raised his hand for me. There was no supply for him because of midfield here too. Just on the issue of the game, and then we can't blame them much. Remember, OT, your father now. He told them that they are what? These are not his players. These players they are going for Club World Cup. So it becomes difficult if your own coach doesn't believe in you. But to me, that was a vote of no confidence to his own truth, to say, no, I'm playing this game because of maybe it's not in the calendar, but other than that, if it was up to me, I wouldn't have played it because I don't have my players. So are you gonna blame players? I'm just saying, and it's been reckless on a number of statements, but because of certain fan base, if it's not necessarily involving their players, they find it so cool. But I'm just raising it. It could be a factor as well. But the previous speaker, I think he touched that point. Because I've been saying, even in Africa, we have. I know the CAF, man. We in the AFCON, yeah, we go to number 3. But when you look at it, most of the teams in Africa, they were very weak. I mean, it's not like they were very weak. Hence, for me, to get even number 3, for me, hence I was asking, is it an achievement? What has they achieved? But of course, we don't view it the same. I mean, the standard has dropped in Africa in general, and most of the teams are not doing well. Yeah, my last point, maybe so that we can just what
How
give others.
how does CAF increase the quality? What are some of the things maybe quickly that they can do?
No, I think one. I think it's about the development. Now the football there is no longer taken serious, like not taken serious, but I think it's an issue of money that is at the center of everything. Whereby those who have money, they will always get opportunity to play, and maybe with issues of agents and so forth. But I believe with the involvement of money has messed up our football. Even here in PSL or in PSLOT, I've always said there's nothing to standards improve. That's improving Sundowns. If you can't name 30 PSL players without necessarily involving the Chiefs, Pirates, Sundowns, it tells you there's a problem. So, but I'm just saying, it is one of the things that we should look at. Yes, we may say that we are winning, but who are we winning against? Issue development. In South Africa, we used to have school sports schools, yes, all and so forth, where the scouts will identify without necessarily would know, hey, take my son, put him in a development, give him a contract, I'll do something. Yeah, it's mutually polar. Now the other thing, man, I don't know, guys. Was it just a one season wonder that we all hyped about? But to be honest, I have not seen much of him after the whole of the season. Even Bafana, for me, is not doing well. It doesn't even deserve to be there. But I don't know. I might be wrong. By the way, OT man, I'll be watching I'm a tourist way to Mabe Club World Cup. No, I'll be supporting them. I'll stay till late just to watch them.
Okay, no, we'll see. I'm also gonna be here. I want to bring you to Terence. Terence, welcome.
Hey, Mr. OT, how are you, my brother?
Dinsambo, man.
Useless. OT, let me tell you something, my brother. Without me being biased or something,
okay,
me taking football right now, I'm being called to the national team as a player who plays in the South African Premier Soccer League. I must raise my hand and show why did they call me in the first place? Why am I earning this national call-up? One understand that? Currently, I've been watching the game. Sometimes I wonder, do some other players, are they worthy of playing for Bafana Bafana now? Once again, I am happy. I'm not talking this because I'm a Sundowns fan and lover and supporter. I am happy Hugo Bros didn't select any Sundowns player. So we can see others when giving the opportunity. Quality versus quantity. One understand the quality versus quantity. Once again, maybe it's Hugo Bros.
Mara, can I ask you, are we being fair to some of these players? Because, playing in a B team and a C team, let's say, if we're going with it, playing in a B team and a C team is different to playing in the first team. I know it's an audition, I know it's like that, but aren't some of these players maybe underperforming because of, sadly, who they're playing with? Like, for example, Faisal Saloom. Maybe Kistar, Mara, the player that's around him in this game, Asidita, he can't shine as much. Are we doing that to some of these boys? Maybe?
OT, let me tell you something. You are in a job interview. They want to hire the best possible candidate. The best possible candidate. One understand that, my brother. Not necessarily. But it doesn't matter whether it's an the A team, the B team, or the C team, whatsoever. One understand the garage. For instance, let me make example called Lamine Yamal. Straight from development to the first team. Straight from La Masia to the first team.
Yeah,
You understand?
mara chance hai ba mo filele first team.
Okay,
Like
sharp,
it's like, can't you say Selepe? Kena go first teaming man, re go kenye.
Once again, let's say there's no Mamelodi Sundowns for argument's sake.
Yeah.
Let's say there's no Mamelodi Sundowns for argument's sake. What's happening today here?
Bro.
At the middle of the park, nothing is happening.
Yeah.
We cannot pierce through Tanzanian defense. I want to say, Momo Tanzania. There is nothing. There's no team here, but it's giving us troubles. 6 and 7s. Yeah, we are struggling to score even a goal, my brother. A goal. We are playing like the away team here. Yeah, just in front of goals. What about that? We are playing like an away team. Yeah, we are playing like an away team. Now, I don't blame Hugo Bros. The man, the Matala has done nothing wrong. He has given people opportunity. People fail to raise their hands. Bafana Bafana, it's a thing. We'll come back.
Let me bring in Bogs, champ, welcome. Alright, champ. Alright, champ, ka network man.
No, sharp. In a room to good Samare, anyway, reta career on that's life. This game, it's a dry game. But we're selecting for this game, I don't think Banka this opportunity seriously. Like everyone was saying in the comments, no, players don't raise up their hands when they are called up. It's like now we have to only depend on Sundowns players. Without Sundowns players, there's no Bafana Bafana. Whereas the players chance, and then next thing we blame a development role. What's the point of DDC if the development squad in cases like this has and down to illicit because Tanzania is not a strong team right now. Playing for a 0-0 draw is not it. We can beat Tanzania, but we are not playing like we want to beat Tanzania. They fella for vibes. They are not there to play football. To show that they want to be in the squad. Maybe they could be selected to go to the AFCON and maybe get selected to go to the World Cup. But they are not even raising their hands.
Can I ask you, so to Sinja's point, when he was here, he was saying that this is essentially a B team. Mara, Tanzania, but it's a B team that's made up of COSAFA players. Do you think that if we had a proper pipeline, maybe from COSAFA to the first team, from the other teams, wherever, from the B teams to the A team, do you think that the players would play a little bit better knowing that, you know what, you go B teaming, and go B teaming, there's a chance for me to go through the opportunity to South Africa. Do you think that matters? Because for me, it feels like Rona Rachincha Chincha fela man. Anybody can play at any time.
Problem no. The coaches, the coaching go PSL. They are not doing their job to help select the players sitting in case and some players are not being used. Like Boku Piru, how many games did he play ever since signing Sundowns? Bomart, they dropped their standard. They used to be Bafana players, but now Haba Pamisili Tolabo no Bontoria Bafana players.
Okay. No box for now and network.
Another thing,
very
Harry selected the Banana. All right.
Oh, network. Okay, just for network's sake, I think I'm still going to hear your voice a little bit here. Yeah, there we go. Game is almost done. It's still 0-0. Tanzania even looks a little bit lively.
Before I even rant, today I came to rant first and then I say my thoughts. You know what hurts me with Safa the most as we're having the conversation? One of the players that Cellular interviewed, he was like, Mfundo had to buy food for them. And Mfundo can't buy food players. That's not his responsibility. But being a Kasi boy, I guess that helps as well. But in the parliament when they were questioning, it came out that the boys went to the street and buy food. We are from Ekasi, very staying in Lelene, but where is a bit of dignity in terms of a national team boys, you know? No, we're not being taken serious, but it's called Safa. So sizofela khona kunandaba. So, but ever since Agent mentioned our Andy Lempisana, the guy plays like, oh, Andy Lempisane, chilled, but with a bit of flair, man, with a bit of class, with a bit of brains in there, but a bit lazy. You don't expect him to have those hard tackles. Hey, we got ourselves an Andy Lempisane here. But other than that, man, for me, I want to differ with a lot of sentiments what people said. One of them being saying that Hugo Bros was not supposed to say it's a second team. I feel like for me, that was him trying to say, look, guys, you're not my preferred team, but situation forced me to pick you. Like, show yourself. I could have chosen the other 21s that went to, but I don't want to do that. I want to choose people with a potential. Come prove yourself. That's what he wanted. And also, because there were rumors that Morocco wanted to play Bafana Bafana during this now, and Hugo Bros said no. Maybe he understood that the players that I'm going to pick are not up to par for them to fight with Morocco and compete with Morocco at the highest level. So we may be harsh on Hugo Bros, but other than that, man, you gotta do with what we have.
But I want to ask you, would you find value in knowing that you're part of a B team that's consistent? You know, like, would you find value in that? Because sometimes it feels as though, you know, for example, I'll just use an example, not to say he's not worthy of it, but Usilepe, couple of games for Pirates towards the end of the season. Now, all of a sudden, he's inside. He's probably jumped a bunch of other guys who are supposedly B team. Do you think that there should be a line where you go, okay, Silepe, can I go Safa for a little bit? Then you get it. You get what I mean? Like, to make sure that we know who's what and where and who's the closest. Do you think that would help at all? If there was
So
that
this is what I
connection?
think, and I think that's what something else that I was going to mention was, you see, sometimes when you want to succeed, if you select a head coach, let him become, what word can I use? Let it become a CEO of the playing teams.
Okay.
From the first team to the, let's say the under 23, 21, that's low we can go. Also under 19, for example.
Okay.
Let him be controller of everything. When Kosafa plays, let him be there. If the Kosafa does not, the time does not click with the FIFA break, you know, let Kosafa, let be he involved in the selection players of the Kosafa team. Don't have another total different team for Kosafa and you call them Bafana Bafana. It's not going to have that continuation. He's not going to get what he wants. But if he's involved in the selection, in the coaching of the Kosafa team, at least he knows that I am selecting players that I'm watching in the Kosafa team. So whenever I want, when someone gets injured, I know where to go to get that player.
Yeah.
Ooh, so
Okay. For time.
So that's my thing.
For time.
Last thing was okay. Bye.
I
I wanted to say the last thing was,
10 seconds.
Okay. It's fine. It's fine.
Okay, let me bring in very Mangiti for time.
Bafa kunjani?
Mnandi njani lapho veli.
Yazi kunenye team bazibiza the most successful team in South Africa when it comes to trophies, and babala nala le team bayibiza ne trophy alibiza kodwa pre-season, and yile liningi abalwine kakhulu kudlula wonke, but mawungabezwe
Okusalayo, i-trophy man.
The team is the most successful team. I-majority ama-cup yilo leliyana. Hayi, kodwa bahlala balwisa abantwana la. Hayi, kodwa sothina hayi. Asikho lapho mntakababa. Kanti anikahleni balandeli bebhola nani mise uthi. Kanti anikho off season. Nasenilwa kangaka neBafana Bafana. Hawu bafowethu, hawu i-friendly nje.
Angithi singene ku-season yeBafana. Season iphelile, i-stress zethu kumele sikhiphe i-stress somewhere.
Hayi nge-friendly. Hayi lena yabafana nje ukuthi bazizwise ba-adapte bazame nje ukufinda laphayana kuphela akudingi ukuthi nize nikhushele ushukela nibalise manje. Hambani mani nabo sinje abaye le Grahamstown National Festival njengami ngibuye uyobonisa ka-final entsha shasha since umbongeni ngemashonile. Kusasa siyangcwaba Presley Chwane yakhanye wena ungalapha eMritile or lapha eFountain kunama-jazz okunani khululekeni man khululekeni abo-OT abo-agent angaya-State Theatre lapha there's something playing lapha
estage. Why usigugisa man? Mina ngiyobukela u-Aries. Ngiyobukela u-Aries ngiyobukela bona.
Abodangamane abodangamane kuney'teki emakhaya bahamba lapha odlala imbuzi lapho kwisikabhu sikhona akubakhululeke man relaxeni man balandeli bebhola hawu khululekani hawu kunini kodwa nile unyaka wonke ngithi 1 minute is over.
Ay mara yazi uyakhupha wena okay nangi team yakho ihlule ukushaya iTanzania man.
Team yami iBafana Bafana. No bekuzoba nzima. It was not going to be easy, mntakababa. Bengeke be easy, especially if you're going to playing a central midfield Pirates which has done nothing since season iqalile. So there was no way. Because we know when it comes to a Pirates team, the central midfield pairing, that's the weakest link. It has never delivered anything. So as long as asinombatha lapha cha bengeke izenzeke. Angithi bahlala bathi isithembe eyila khunyanya ngithi uyabezwa labafowethu wabhizi bathi hey ama players Sundowns hey Sundowns Hugo Bruce akazi ethi ngikubalela iplayer le Sundowns elakhetha uHugo Bruce since afikile umuda uphela hey bantu benkosi mina uma player eSundowns uqale emuva Fernandes uqala ukudlala kuBafana Bafana ku supersport bamshaya nge5 ni yabo Mbappe kuyi-friendly ubani udlala ku-left back u-left back ubani uMutiba bamkhetha kabi kuBafana Bafana ku supersport ukekana beka kuBafana Bafana mayemthenga iSundowns sikubalele bona uWilliams bana Fernandes sakubala bona bonke almost team yonke even nabo Adams bafika nje already kuBafana Bafana ayikho into enje so angazi mina abantu hey Sundowns kahleni sana umoya bafethu sizonibukela intatha le ku Club World Cup eAmerica akazi uma ngizokhona na phela izikhadi azihambisani nkosi yami
so vuka ngo3 sonke mos
ngisho khona vele ngoba le inkadi zaseAmerica ziyabheda mfana kodwa nje hayi uma ngigcina nje ngivalelisa mntakababa sokugcina nje hey ngeke ngiyezwa wonke umuntu uniyarasa nirasela no-Gaten Mackenzie busy hey VR nyenye uyibonile kuKhosafa if nikhuluma ngaleyana elapha kuKhosafa
ngiyasifanela
if yo le Otto Mackenzie le lapha ngiyibonele that's why ukhoza angayifuni if yo le ngiyibone lapha kuKhosafa Bloemfontein that VR le hayi that's how chairman angayifuni
maravilile hamba ufuna ukuthi chairman angilwise nami
hayi please bafowethu bayekela ukulo le nto azi-friendly nje hayi kabi khululekani bafowethu awuhlala ney'ngane hlala nomndeni ibhola soqala kahle nizobuyisa ukukwata kwenu nolaka isizini mayiqala ayi phumulani mani yekani negazi ligijime hawu kahleni hawu
for time who's action welcome
Mr. OT Dinsang.
nna ke tletse match se ke utlwa ditaba kaofela with 0-0 final score.
I think eye opener. You know when we say you have been exposed, because you can laugh, man. This is a serious issue, Bafethu. I think this game has showed us ukuthi iBafana Bafana has a lot of things to change. We have to change. We need a system. Because what happens if a coach we are retire, Hugo Pro 70 years old, we are retire, we get a coach who doesn't know what he's doing.
Yeah.
What happens if there's no star players or there's no first choice players? What happens then to a national team? Is this how we're gonna go to World Cup? No. I think what we need is a proper system from team selection. What we need is players who are gonna start under 20, under 21, COSAFA, B team, and then first team. Go humming on my levels because we're gonna play for Richards Bay, Stellenbosch, and then next thing depend first team.
Yeah.
And then you do mistakes, you do silly things, and then they say, when you can't play, they kick you out, you don't come back. All because as an system. We need to adopt the system Sundowns because our coaches they come and they go. Players they come and they go, Mara. The vision is still there. The process icon. We have to change so many things.
So then can I ask you? I want to ask you with the process that you're talking about. If you look at this team, there's a lot of them that obviously have been in and around Bafana Bafana, but there's some of them who may never come back. Do you think that we're doing them unfair, Hugo, asking them to come into these games, in these situations, try and perform, and then try and make your way into the first team when there's no road? Are we being unfair?
No, you're not being unfair because these are the circumstances. This is the situation that we've been thrown at. We can't complain and say, friendlies, what. Nice situation. What do we do now? Those guys are gone. What do we do now?
Yeah.
So there's nothing we can do besides bring these players. But I also think there's something that the management can be doing. Hugo Bruce, the people who select the teams, there's something they can do. If maybe we're playing a strong team, there's leaders, there's Ronwen, there's Tebuho, there's Reynas, there's leaders in the team. I think that is the perfect chance to be bringing in those young players so they can play amongst the big names, so they can adopt. Like someone said, like Lamine Yamal, he's performing now because he has experience. Our Pedri, he has Abu Gavi, he has Abu Lewandowski, he has Rafinha. He has all these players supporting him. Manje, if Lamine Yamal was playing alone with a team which is not performing, would he be doing the same thing? So yeah, this is what I'm saying. We need these young players to come through while we still have those experienced players. So to just throw them in the deep end, Kanje, it's not gonna benefit them long run.
What time I'm gonna jump in? Agent 0-0. I think Tanzania scared me a little bit towards the end because they looked way more organized when the certain players were coming onto the pitch.
Yeah, they got better with the game. I think maybe they gave us too much respect to start with, But I just wanted to say, man, I think on Tuesday we should have a members show, man, or come with a certain topic. Because I don't think we can be exposed to this again, At least let's watch while discussing another topic because this was horrible, man. Like I've seen Ugani's teams, but this one, no, guys. But I'm doing it intentionally because I don't want this on top of me. No, man. But I think I don't know. Maybe Slepe stood up, not by much. I mean, it's easy to be noticed in this one. I don't know what's the thinking. Is the thinking that maybe in the Tuesday game he's gonna play different 11 because he didn't make as many subs as I thought he would. Personally, I would love to see. I know you guys criticize the midfield, but I personally like to see 8-9 players from Pirates starting on the Tuesday game. so that we can see, like we've been saying, chemistry is important. Maybe, and I'm just saying maybe, our big team should be Paris dominated team for chemistry. The same you're doing with the first team, and then you had two, three players. So I think maybe that's a much better way, And I'm hearing the conversation.
Agent, can you build a chemistry in the national team? We've had this conversation before, where should there be a consistent national second team that plays Boko Safa, that plays these friendlies, that does those type of things, or should we continue on? And like I said, it's very tough because Bruce has been successful, but for continuity's sake, should we be doing those type of things, connecting the different teams?
That's the thing. Like, we've been criticizing Hugo Bruce for playing the consistent or calling the same players over and over again. Well, no matter how that they are performing at club level. The conversation that I do here is maybe there should be continuity from the development ranks all the way to the senior team.
Okay.
But then again, I've seen I don't know why I forget this team. Was it called the Dream Team? Vision 2026 World Cup. You see that one? Yeah, that good team. I've seen such kind of things helping. So I don't know. I think I'm just of the view right now in soccer, and that under 23, under 20, and all the others are purely just for giving young players which are good at the time some chance. There's no connection with the senior team. None whatsoever. And you should even hope that the current under 20 will grow together and perform. No. So yeah, that's how I've seen things nowadays. But yeah, apologize to the family Shem for stealing some quality time. You might as well have called sick today, man. Cheers, man.
It's fine. Thank you, Agent. Let me continue.
After video, man. Not even shoot after video. There's nothing to talk about, please.
I'm not gonna shoot after video. Letamo, tell me about what you thought about this game.
Yeah, overall disappointing, underwhelmed. I think some of the players who could have showed up didn't, but it's also reflective of their seasons, honestly. Most of the players who played today didn't have great seasons, and possibly Selepe, who maybe was the better of the rest, is the only one who had a couple of nice games towards the end of the season. Also, he was introduced late, so maybe still has the energy, still has all of that. Yeah, but overall, I think just this whole camp has just been a poor reflection on Safa. Not only what happened in Parliament, but also not being able to find a venue for the second game and all of that. I think if you don't fix the administration at Safa, you can't fix all of these links the guys are talking about and teams playing consistently and all of that. And I think if we want to improve as a nation, we just have to focus on fixing Safa internally first, and then the results will show themselves with good leadership and administration. Yeah.
Of these players that are here, did anybody stand up for you? And do you see anybody breaking into the quote-unquote A team full time?
No. And also that's just based on Hugo Bruce's history. He doesn't like changing his 23 man. He changes one or two. Yeah, so I don't expect any new players unless maybe in the Malawi game we see somebody score a hat-trick or something. But yeah, I don't expect any much changes. And I also don't think these players are ready to be in the first team, as you would say.
Okay. Let me bring in Sia. Sia, are you on the road?
No, I'm not on the road yet, man. Grahamstown is very near from me. But in actual fact, I'm driving to Durban. I'm rushing to KZN. OT, let us be honest. South African football fans, I understand that we've got passion of football, but I wish somewhat we can also have the passion of understanding that if you want something to be good, you need to give it time. You see in rugby, Ras is building on Monday. but he knows he's going to use it on Sunday.
Mm.
You see, Rassie has given too many players, new players, in South African rugby chances. They don't expect to win, but he knows what he wants from them. You understand? So now, if you don't look at things on that perspective, then you are not looking for build, because now we are chasing wins. But now, what about the future of South African football? Are we looking at that aspect? You get my point? Because to me, I don't think that we are looking at that aspect of if now we don't have, maybe now, let's say one player gets injured, who are you going to replace that certain player with? You understand what I'm saying? So the most important person that should be a driving force behind that should be the coach of the national coach, Bros himself. He's the one that is supposed to be like, he knows now he's got a strong 11 and he doesn't change. But now, to me, he doesn't have a backup plan to, if I don't have OT and whoever on the field, what am I going to do? You get my point. So he is supposed to be engaging with your under 20s, your under 23 coaches and etc., having seminars with them so that he's able to build teams from them, your under 20s and etc. You understand? So that we don't struggle. Maybe now the under 23, which was there, he could have taken some players from there and played with them so that we can see if we don't have maybe 2-3 players from Sundowns, who can he put there? You understand? So to me, it's not a matter of looking at the result and whatsoever. It's just, for me, it is, he has taken so much time in building a team that will be a substitute if we don't have the players that we want at that certain time. Because now he wants to build, but we are closer to the most important cup, like your African Nations Cup and whatsoever. He is supposed to have done that when he was starting coaching South Africa. So to me, I'm looking at
no, but I want to ask you on that point. Should the quote unquote B team be as consistent as to play in Chan, as to play in Kosafa, to make sure that while the second team, let them build a chemistry as well between them? Should Hugo Bruce be taking those teams as well and saying, okay, B team, I'm not just going to put you into these friendlies versus Tanzania. Why don't we also put you into the Kosafa, into the Chans, into those type of things, so that we know that the B team is not only consistent, but they've been playing.
Exactly what I'm trying to say, and his visibility in those games, so that the players also gain that confidence that the national coach is there to watch us and give an input as into, okay, I'm looking at so and so and so. I saw he's playing good, to the level that he requires. You get my point. So now, if you have a coach that doesn't give himself that time to understand or build from the ground up. And just because now, if you talk about chemistry, the only chemistry that brought with him was the team of Sundowns. He took that midfield of Sundowns and just put 2-3 players of Orlando Pirates. But now, now you see a lot of fans saying that Bafana Bafana without Sundowns is not playing, because Bruce didn't build Bafana. He just took the team that was already doing good in South African football and just built around it. You see? So there's too much that he needs to do as a coach. And for us as fans, we need to support the development side of our national team instead of looking for quick results. Because now, looking for quick results, some players don't come back when you sabotage them mentally. You understand? Because the mental capacity of our players is very poor. Let us be honest on that one. So we need to look at different aspects.
For time, I'm going to jump in because I'm going to close it now. Guys, so thank you so much to everybody that jumped onto the panels. Thank you to the people in the comments. Thank you to those that gifted: Terence, Mapule, Kutlwano, Stitch, Litabo, Papa Khosi, Mr. Bonnie, Paul. Thank you so much for the gifts, guys. It really does mean a lot. Okay. There's not much to say about this game. I think it was a game that was rightfully very disorganized. The players were not quite there. What was shocking for me is watching Tanzania from the first half to the second half, because from the first half, they looked a bit shocked and scared. Second half, they started making changes, and maybe those are the A-ish teams, the A-ish team members that they brought in, and you could see some of the building, you'd see some of the play. They were trying to catch us out, while when we made subs, we kind of fell apart. It's not a very big deal. It is a friendly. It's not a loss. But maybe we do have to question a couple of things from the players. Number one, are you ready to go out and play with the first team? So if you could drop you into the first team, what must happen when you get there? Because the first team maybe knows what they're doing. The first team understands, they have the confidence, they have the experience of playing. Can you break into that team? But then number two, this is no different to the game we played versus Andorra. This was a game that I think we took for granted, honestly speaking. And I think the players took for granted. This is meant to be the audition. Remember, the Andorra game was the game where Ugos gave away that goal by mistake, and they were not playing as though they are a team that's getting ready to play for the first team. I still worry a little bit about the squad building, even though I know there are a lot of players that have been in and around the Bafana team. How many of them, after watching this, can you say immediately jump into that first team and they play? And I think my worry was always a little bit of that yes, I know you've got the first team, and yes, you're auditioning a lot of players and giving them a lot of caps and doing all of that stuff. But do they, one, know that they're a B team that's going to go play for the first team? And then number two, will you go and pick them? And maybe the grander question to Safa should be, how do you connect all of these teams? Like I enjoyed what Singh just said about the Tanzanian team, that no, apparently those players are the COSAFA players mixed in with the first team players. So now you see the link between COSAFA, and you see why COSAFA then becomes important, because maybe these other players should be playing there as a solidified B team. COSAFA, friendlies, first team. But we'll see. I don't want to be too harsh, because at the end of the day, I think Hugo Bruce has done an incredible job. I know we're talking about styles of play. I'm seeing some things there, some tactics. But all I'm saying is that on the streak that is on, whether you believe it or not, you have to understand and listen to him. So if he continues on the streak, gets us to a World Cup, he would have done something that very few coaches have done for us in South African history. And that is to be commended. They've gotten to the third place in CAF. We're on an unbeaten streak. I think at home, that's a very long time. He's doing a great job. These other things are just maybe to, how do you connect an AFCON winning under 20 to an AFCON third place Bafana Bafana? How do you bridge those gaps? How do you bridge a COSAFA, a Chan with the first team? How do you make sure that you're getting the best out of your best players at all times? This felt like a throwaway game, to be honest with you, and you could see it. So guys, thank you so much for joining me. I'll see you then on Monday. Bye everyone.